film sucks. Indie film sucks. It's the Indie Film Sucks podcast. Yeah.
Coming at you from the mean streets of St. Louis, from a basement on South Broadway, the Indie Film Sucks podcast. Because indie film is the most fair and equitable form of art there is. Anyone can be a success if they just want it bad enough. You heard it directly from me, Chris Grega. Anyways, welcome to the Indie Film Sucks podcast. I have tonight a special guest, Ryan Cavalline, filmmaker extraordinaire who has a filmography and catalog of films as long as my arm, which is pretty long. And we're going to talk about his stuff tonight. So how's it going, Ryan?
Thank you so much for having me on. I totally appreciate it. 1,000 thank yous.
Well, thank you for being here. And if you have not heard about the Indie Film Sucks podcast, this is your first time watching, first time listening. Indie Film Sucks podcast is the independent film podcast by independent filmmakers for independent filmmakers, the working class independent filmmakers, with we like to call ourselves. And we talk about the highs, the lows, the in-betweens of true independent filmmaking. And you can find us on indiefilmsucks.com. We do film reviews, we do interviews, we do everything except for make money. So anyways,
Yes.
back to Mr. Cavalini. I'm going to ask you the famous question, sir. What is your suck?
My suck is there's never enough time. There's never enough time, no matter if you have a location. I only have it for a certain amount of time. I don't have enough time for this day because I only have crew for this day. My actors are only available this day. There's never enough time to do it the way I would really love to do it. And that seems to be across every project I've ever done. You have this amount of time to do what you need to do and make it look professional, beautiful, and the way you're envisioning it with limited resources. So my suck is I don't ever have enough time.
Yeah, man, I totally get that. We're sort of in the middle of another production at the moment. We all the principals done. We have some pickups
Mhm.
scheduled for October, which is months away, right?
Yeah,
That's the fall.
yeah,
That is a pain in the ass to have
yeah.
scheduled. You
And
know,
then you're just waiting. You're just
yeah,
waiting.
you're just waiting for someone to say, "Oh, I made this commitment. Oh, we're shooting that weekend."
Yeah,
It's like, and you get 9 out of 10 people lined up, and that 10th person fucks you every time.
exactly.
I mean, it's uncanny. Yeah,
And there's
not
nothing
enough
you can do
time.
about it. There's never enough time, and there's nothing you can do about it.
No,
You gotta go with the river, and hopefully you can figure it out. But
yeah,
that's the biggest suck. Like I'll have a great location, and they'll be like, "Oh, you can use it for 2 hours." Well, what the hell am I going to get done in 2 hours?
been there, been there.
Like
Yeah,
we're going to shoot like you've never seen shooting done before.
it's like 2 hours. We're not even
Yeah,
gonna have a dolly track set up in two
yeah,
hours.
yeah.
I mean, I gotta sober up the grip team.
You're gonna
Two
sew
hours.
yourself up.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hell, everyone's not even gonna be here
Yeah,
in 2 hours time. So yeah, I've been there. I've had that exact conversation. You have to beg, you have to promise, you have to lie, you have to threaten. Yeah,
yeah,
well, how about another $50? How about another $100?
yeah.
Yeah,
And that
man,
adds up. That all adds up.
absolutely.
Yeah. So that seems to be across the board through the years. I've always noticed that I just wish I could schedule a shoot where I get everything done in X amount of days and have the time to do it the way you want to do it and not be scattered. My shoots are always scattered because people have other lives and it's just how it goes and just not enough time in the day. So sometime I'm going to have that production where I'm going to be like, there it is. It's shot in the time that I want it.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, good luck with that.
So how many feature films have you made?
About 25. I mean, some of them are documentaries,
Sure.
horror. Have a couple. Have like a dark comedy one. I try to. I don't know what the right word is, but Don't stay in the box. Try new things. Try different things. I got really burnt out with horror films for a while, and I got into kind of documentary stuff, which was different. Different.
Hmm.
It's just different. You gotta learn differently. But it's still like macabre stuff, like Bigfoot and crypto stuff. And one time I just out of the blue wanted to do this dark comedy. It was just whatever I'm feeling at the time. That's kind of where I go.
Yeah, I've because I mean I thought I'm Barney Big Balls. You know, we've made 8 features, but you know, you've tripled my output. But how do you? Because you brought this up, you've made a lot of narrative features,
Yes.
and then you moved to documentaries. And I found because I've made mostly narratives and a feature length doc, and I was like, wow, this is so much easier, and
Sure.
it's vastly different because there is a lot less control that you have with the documentary. So how did you feel about that?
Uh, it took a lot longer to make, but it was easier to make because I wasn't worried about so much funding because it was really me and another guy with a camera. And we followed the first one was it was a Bigfoot documentary, and really we followed around a group of Bigfooters. And it was just like, my God, I don't have all I'm spending money on is gas and hotels, which was just me and another dude, really.
Yeah,
And that was kind of like, shit, this is the way we should be doing stuff. And maybe the rest of them will just be documentary stuff, but it takes its course like everything else. And it took a lot longer to make because like you could go out and like get nothing.
yeah,
And so you're like back to square one. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I just want to finish this damn thing up and move on to the next thing. But I still enjoy doing documentaries. It's just kind of like the side projects I do. Like I have my features I'm usually working on, then on the side I'll be working on a documentary.
yeah. I've kind of noticed, and I could be wrong because who am I? But just kind of like there's theater people and there's film people.
Right.
There are narrative filmmakers and there are documentary filmmakers, and there's not usually a lot of crossover.
Right.
Like if you're a narrative filmmaker, I think it's easier to dip your toes into doc filmmaking than it
Mhm.
is the other way around. If you're a straight up doc filmmaker, I think it's harder to become a narrative filmmaker.
I agree. The only reason I branched off in that is I got burned out from making horror movies and kind of broke at the time. I'm like, well, what project can we do that keep the wheels going that won't cost much? I'm like,
Yeah,
well, documentaries aren't really that expensive if you're interviewing people and doing
yeah.
a little this, a little that. I mean, you can really save a lot of money.
They are absolutely cheaper than a narrative,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
hands down. But like you said, you could shoot and shoot and shoot and just come up with nothing
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you have no control over what's going to happen. Or theoretically, if you're being above board, you have no control over what's going to happen. So it's like, man, that was a wasted 4 days.
Yeah. Yeah. But the first one took almost 3 years. Just,
Wow.
yeah. And I'm like, "Gee, does it usually take that this long to make these?" It was a learning curve, but you learn quick. And then I'm like, boy, we can make kind of other documentaries with a little fiction in them, and it'll go a little quicker. So you learn as you go, like
Yeah.
everything. So, but a lot of my earlier films were all horror, and that was back when digital video came out, and that was the big thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I came from the school of VCR decks editing,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
and
that's where I
yeah,
started basically.
yeah. So I'm old.
You got to be younger than me, man.
I'm pushing that 5-0, but I mean, like from video times to now, like I don't think filmmakers really understand how good they have it.
Oh, no,
Like they have
100%.
no idea, and like it kind of pisses me off when people are bucking this AI stuff. And I get it, I do, I get both sides of the fence, but like I'm like, you're a filmmaker with no money. Here's your chance to kind of get your vision you want or something close to it. And I know AI is coming in the way it is. It is what it is. But I mean, I would love to be a younger kid at this generation having all those tools available, and they just think it's the word. Well, I get both sides of the fence. I get people like that hate it, and then there's others that I understand it. But I mean, like they got everything under the sun on your computer now. Back in the day when we were doing it, there was no such thing. If you wanted to
Didn't
blow up
even,
a car, if you wanted to blow up a car, you had to go blow up a car.
hell, didn't even have a computer.
No, no, that was just coming in the mix. Like linear
Yeah.
editing was just coming in. So like it saddens me, and I sometimes go on these rants and I post them on our page, but I'm like, man, you guys just don't know how good you have it.
Well, I mean, I'm of the school that again, AI is here. It's not going away. It
Oh,
the genie is out of the bottle.
yeah,
But for me, I think it's fine as an additional tool, but
bingo.
to create your entire film out of AI,
No,
it doesn't sit well with me.
no, I'm completely on your side about that. But like, if I don't have the money to go blow up a car, I can go blow up a car on an AI, and
I
that
mean,
one shot is all I really need. I don't see the problem in that. But don't make a
no,
whole movie out of AI, you know?
no, I mean stuff like that. Like if I was just, for example, talking to someone, if I wanted to do a thing where I needed a castle on a hill,
Hmm.
obviously I'm not going to build a castle on a hill
Right,
because I'm working with pennies. But if I could legitimately get AI to make something that doesn't look like garbage for a
right.
shot,
Hmm.
yeah, of course, that makes perfect sense.
Perfect sense. Yeah,
But
yeah,
would I make a whole medieval film out of AI? No, because I think that would look terrible.
yeah.
And
It's not there yet, but it will be, you know?
I mean, eventually it will be,
Yeah,
but and it ain't like cheap or free. Like your basic Chat GPT or whatever. That's
yeah.
not going to get you there. You still have to spend some serious money
Right,
to make an AI film, which is still going to look like garbage at this moment, but it's still it's not snap your fingers and I've got this free thing and it looks great. So
right. Yeah, exactly, exactly. But
okay, oh go on.
go on. I would just love to give some kid that's a filmmaker now two VCR decks and a old high eight camera and be like, go make a movie.
And you know what? Some kid will pull a Curry Barker and they'll make some $700,000 movie that'll blow up. So
Yeah, yeah. That's the greatest thing ever. The thought of using old film stuff. Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, screw that kid. But so anyway, how'd you get your start?
I was making films back when I was in high school, and I went to college for filmmaking for a while. I didn't graduate with a film degree, but I took most of the courses because at the time when I was in film school, it was back when you got Kevin Smith and Robert Rodriguez were like big idols right then, and they're like, fuck film school, go do it yourself.
Yep.
So I got the mentality, I don't need that shit. And obviously I did. And I just kept making films, even though I graduated with a different degree. And my current job is marketing. So I still get to do some type of filming and all
Okay.
that good stuff. But back then it was like 99, 2000. When I started making films, the first one we ever made that we got distribution for was a shitty serial killer movie, which was really basic. And I talked to a lot of distributioners at the time and said, "What do you need?" And they told me, blood, guts, and the nudity. Make sure that's up front. And when we got our first distribution deal, I'm like, "Hey, we made it as filmmakers. Everything's the golden doors are opening, and this is going to be a lifelong thing." Well, it's a lifelong thing, just not where the money would be. So,
Man,
so I just
that's
kept
accurate.
going. I just kept going. Like, and I always made the promise to myself: is any movies we made or money off of, they would go into the next film. So crazily, 26 years later, I'm still using the money that we started from back then to now, which has grown over the years because the more titles you have out and what
Sure.
have you, that I'm basically just recycling money for our next film. So it's a we're not getting rich, but we have a budget every year at least of something.
I
So
mean, that's more than a lot of people can say.
yeah, so I've been very blessed that way, and it was just a good golden rule to stick to over the years. Like that money don't go in my pocket; it goes into a bank account. We'll use whatever we can get. So it's been a long ride, and we're still doing it. And I'm sure the account will be empty at some point, and then we'll be like, "Oh, we'll take a break. Let's get back to those documentary films."
Sounds like smart financial sense right there.
Yeah, but that's really where I got started was low budget micro horror films, and everyone wanted them. They still want them to this day. It's crazy. It's never changed.
But at that time, it was physical media
Right.
distribution.
Right. It was mom and pop shops and the DVDs, and that was a hot item. And I miss those days. It's showing my age again.
Yeah, I mean, I made my first feature in 2001. I started with my first short, my first real short in '99. So,
Yeah.
we're we're on the same time frame here, more or less.
Yeah.
But I took a longer, stupider path. So
Still in the straight and narrow though, right?
sure, except for that money making part. But
Ah, yeah.
but I will say, because I was just talking with someone about this today, that two of our films, the distribution contracts have expired,
Mhm.
and the distributors still have the films. They're still exploiting the films, even though we've taken legal action against at least one of them. And those films have made a decent amount of money
Mhm.
for other people than us,
Yeah.
which is a real drag. But
That's the suck side of the business, you know.
absolutely,
I talk to a lot of younger filmmakers, and like I always tell them, yeah, you gotta learn filmmaking, but you better learn business real quick too,
yeah,
because it's dirty.
it it is one of the dirtiest industries
Yeah.
there is because tell me another industry that you can make a product and sell a product and not receive anything for that product in return.
Right.
I
Right.
mean, that's so many people have
Yeah.
that exact same story.
Yeah.
Like if I'm selling donuts, if I'm making donuts and selling donuts, I know I'm going to get money for that donut. It's not like someone takes the donut and eats it and says, I'm not going to pay you.
Right.
And
Well,
here and here's my reason why.
you owe us money for that donut
Yeah,
somehow.
yeah, you owe us money for that donut we just ate. It's like,
Which
wow.
baffles me to this day. I'm like,
Yeah.
ugh. I remember some of the bad distribution deals, and I'd get like, we're still in the negative. I thought I gave you everything. What are you spending money on?
Exactly. The old P&A cap
Yeah.
trickery.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I know it's still in the red, but we spent $50,000 on marketing. Like, where?
Where? Yeah.
Where's this marketing at?
Right.
You
And
know,
then
it
magic numbers show up that
yeah,
don't really make sense, you know. Yeah, it's another thing that filmmakers don't understand how they're in the greatest part of time right now where you could just be your own self-distributioner. And I think a lot of us, maybe yourself, are just kind of looking at that path of I don't really need a distributioner too much anymore.
absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, again, there are different degrees of
Right.
things, but I would say, well, how do you feel about streaming? How do you think that is complete? How do you think that's changed the game?
Uh it's it's a catch-22. It saved us, but yet they're not paying us. It's kind of like we switched DVDs to streaming.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? We're still not getting paid.
yeah, but it's easier to access now.
It's easier to access, but now we're complete. Well, even then we were flooded, but it's just gotten worse with just everything. It takes me a half hour to find something to watch.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, and then who's going to pick your film of all of them? You know, it's like it's just tougher. It's tough. It's easier, but it's tougher. It's just a catch-22. You can't win, but they just change from DVD to streaming, and you're going to still get no money.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing about all of this is somebody somewhere is making money.
Oh, right. It's not us.
No, no, it's almost never the filmmakers, but somebody is making a few bucks. I just made some comment about that it seems like an indie film, everyone makes money except for the filmmaker because
Yeah.
you hire your cast and crew, even if you hire them at 25 bucks a day. It's like you still made 25 bucks.
Right.
Meanwhile, I'm negative $25,000, but you at least made some money,
Exactly.
or whatever you pay people, you
Yeah.
know. But or even if it's a volunteer thing, well, hell, you got a free meal out of it,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I provided. It's like everybody's getting something except the filmmaker. Filmmaker's getting screwed.
Get that pat on the back at the end. Good job.
Yeah, yeah.
When's your next one coming out?
When's your next one? Exactly. And then when you start pre-production, it's like, oh, where can I see your movie at? Like, damn, man, you
Yeah.
got to get inside my skull to see it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
nowhere right now. But yeah, it's funny how things have changed so much because you're right. There always was a flood
Mhm.
of lower budget horror films because they're cheap and easy to make, relatively
Sure.
speaking. But now with streaming, it went from thousands of titles to hundreds of thousands, if not millions of titles.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to stick out in a crowd in an ocean of everything, you know. So, I've kind of changed gears a lot of times with what we do. Like almost I take a whole year of just marketing and marketing the shit out of it while we're making it, marketing, marketing, marketing. And then when it hits streaming, market, 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 and hopefully we make enough back, just enough to break even, you know. It just to say, hey, we're out here. It's so hard anymore. I think that's the biggest struggle is just the marketing of the of your own film. How do you do it? Do it right,
Yeah,
you know?
that is the $64,000 question right there,
Yeah,
because everyone wants money for the budget. How do I raise money to make my film? And I'm like, that's a great question, but
right.
that's not the question you should be asking. The question is, how do I market my film when it's done?
Yeah,
Because it doesn't matter if you have the greatest movie in the world if nobody knows about it.
exactly. Yeah.
And and there's a lot of great movies out there that nobody knows about.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of shitty ones too, but
She was, but
the takeaway is, just like you said, it's all about the marketing.
hmm. Yeah, you almost have it's a full-time job.
It is.
And
So
you're talking about the old films too, like all the ones you just did. You got to keep marketing that stuff
yeah.
on top of what you're doing now, and it's nonstop. Like like I still market shit we made 5 years ago.
Yeah, because otherwise people have short memories.
Yeah, and
And
I literally had someone we were at a conference or something. I made these documentaries about Bigfoot. Like there's three of them. Someone came up to me and was like, "Oh, I never heard of these," and they've been out for damn near 9, 10 years.
I mean,
Um,
I get that all the time. Uh, our last release, Red Night at Skies, it's an action horror film, and I was just talking to someone that I had worked with in the past, and he's like, "Oh, where can I see this at?" I'm like, "Shit, dude, it's been out for 3 years. Any number of places." Oh, I'll have to check that out. Like, yeah, please, please
Please
do.
do, so I can make that 0.02 cents off.
Yeah, and tell a friend. So tell 50 friends, so maybe we can get to a penny.
Struggle's
Yeah,
real, buddy.
it absolutely is. And you know, I know, I mean, it's difficult, but I know how to raise money for a film,
Hmm.
because raising money for a film is relatively easy because you have a very easy to picture end goal.
Hmm.
It's like, we get X amount of dollars, we'll get a film. With marketing, it's so nebulous, and it's so hard to say, well, what are you going to do with this money? How are you going to use it to market? Where are you going to advertise that? And it's like, oh
Right.
shit, I don't know.
Yeah.
Man, it's that is the hardest thing about filmmaking.
You're shooting in the dark. You're just like, well, wherever I can. I'll post it wherever. I'll tell whoever. I'll posters. I'll go to conventions. And that's all you can do is hope for the best. That's all you can do.
Yeah. I remember back in the day making flyers for screenings. I don't know if you've done that.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And we for our first few, we'd make a few thousand flyers and we put them up everywhere, and then the screening would happen, and we'd have a pretty good crowd. And how many people here came from flyers? Like two.
yeah, yeah.
And I remember telling this other filmmaker, he's like, "Hey, where do you get your flyers done?" I'm like, "Dude, don't waste your money, don't waste your time, don't do it." He's like, "Well, I'm going to give it a try." And I begged him. I said, "Dude, don't. You're not going to get any people." And of course, he didn't listen. So I told him, and he got them done. And afterwards, I'm like, "So, how'd your flyer campaign go?" "It didn't. It sucked." I'm like, "What I tell you, man?
Yeah, live and learn the hard way, I guess, you know.
Yeah, touch that fire, get burned, baby." So where did Legend Hunter Films come from?
For years, I used to be under what we called ourselves Fourth Four Pictures. Kind of fell apart. We switched to raw footage films, and then when I started doing the documentary work, we had a little group we called Legend Hunters. And then I was filming stuff. I'm like, well, it makes sense to call it films, Legend Hunter Films, and that kind of stuck. So we just kind of ran with that over the years. Because then I feel like that doesn't put me in a box. I can do more sh stuff this way or that way. It's just kind of a universal name.
Yeah, yeah, and it to me anyways, it feels like, oh, that's like an organization. That
Right.
seems like it has some reach. Whether or not that's true, it's what it sounds like. So I think,
Uh,
mission
yeah,
accomplished.
we're not the Gambino family, but
So how have the documentaries done as opposed to the narrative stuff?
the niche ones do extremely well. Like the Bigfoot films, they do extremely well because you got that niche group of people and the cryptos and the ghost hunting stuff. That really does well because it's like a different group of people over here. And
Hmm.
then when you do the horror films, you got that type of people over here. So it's two different worlds I've noticed. And some the Bigfoot ones have done really well. I can't complain. We really made a nice chunk of change from them. And sometimes I'm like, well, I should really go back to that stuff, but I just don't have it in me sometimes. No, I've made documentaries about other things and they've done shitty. It's just that little niche group. If you can find that right documentary to do it to a niche certain group of people, I think you'll do well.
Yeah, absolutely. I have heard that time and time again. Find the niche, and the niche, will support you.
Yeah,
It's just finding that right niche,
right.
and all the ones we have plugged into, which neither one was horror. It was gaming, as in role playing games, and World War II reenacting.
Hmm.
Uh, I mean, both. Well, one's documentary and one's a mockumentary. Both were universally liked by the audiences.
Hmm.
Neither one translated into money,
Yeah,
which is unfortunate.
yeah. I have in me this Western I want to do, but I know deep down it ain't gonna do it. I'm just throwing money away. I should.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've got that same affliction. I've got ideas for westerns. I've got ideas for another because we made a feature World War II film. I got ideas for another war film. I got an idea for this Roman folklore horror film,
Yeah.
and it's like, who am I kidding?
Well, one thing I try to do is I do talk to a lot of distributors, even if I don't sign to them. I like to
Yeah,
pick their ears, like, hey, what's selling right now, or what are you looking for? And they'll tell me what they're looking for. But for a while, it was westerns and war movies. That was a hot item. I don't know if they still are right now, but and then it was vampire movies. So it's hard to know what the niche is.
yeah.
So I'm always nosy and trying to ask, even though I'm not going to sign my movie to you, but I just want your information.
So what is the worst distro deal that you have seen? Without naming names, of course.
Uh, Back in the early days, because we were just happy we signed a movie to someone,
Oh, sure.
and it was just like sign it. I don't even read it. But I thought I learned from all that. But a few years ago, I did a dark comedy called Inherited Scars. It's one of my favorite films I've ever done. It's not even a horror movie. It's just different. I don't know how to explain it. It's
No,
very,
I watched it, so
yeah, it's just different from anything else I've done. Thank you for watching. And I did a very shitty distribution deal, and I could kick myself for that. And to this day, we never made a dime from that one. Not a dime.
what was there? I guess there was no MG then.
I thought I signed it to one company, and here they signed it to another company, and I'm like, wasn't wasn't I signing it to you? And he's like, well, I had this side deal, and we signed your movie on with them, and it says you're in the red. I'm like, again, in this day and age, I don't know how you're in the red when I gave you everything. Posters, there's nothing
Oh,
you need,
sure.
but we're in the red. And I'm like, well, what's the payout? Because I'll buy my movie back right now. And then he told me the number. I'm like, well, we'll wait a year.
Yeah,
So really look over that paperwork, really make sure you know who you're talking to. Like anymore, there's one other distribution company I still work with, and that's Wild Eye Releasing. I still work with Rob over there. But he said he's got heavy schedules sometimes and doesn't have room, so I don't want to wait a year to release a film. So
sure.
I've learned the hard ropes of doing it yourself, and it's not easy. That's like another full-time job,
Absolutely.
But I feel better at the end of the day knowing that there's no middleman. But it goes back to the marketing thing we were talking about. How well is that company helping us, or how much, is it me? Is it them? It's indie film sucks.
Yeah, yes, it does, man. Because I swear to God, I was talking to my girlfriend about this last night when I climb into bed, and she's like, "What's the matter?" I'm like, "Man, I'm just exhausted. It's like, because there's all this stuff I got to do. I got to do podcast stuff. I got to do crowdfund stuff. I got to do all this crap. And I just don't have the energy for it,
Yeah,
because it's like I'm 54. I've been doing this since I was 27
yeah.
with very, very minimal success. And it's like, uh, I mean, yes, I'm going to do all the stuff I got to do. And it's like, there's crap I got to write.
Yeah.
And, I got to record this other video. Then there's production stuff we got to do. We got a meeting. We got this. We got that. I'm like, man, I wish I could take what I know now and be in my early 20s and have
Yeah.
all that energy, all that enthusiasm, all
Yeah.
that, like, we're going to make it, as opposed to now. And I'm just like, shit, I'm tired. My knee hurts. My head hurts.
You
Do I
know,
even want to do this?
anymore when we get a film done, I feel good about that. But nowadays, if some convention or something invites me to be there or come talk or something, to me, that's the biggest success. I know I'm not making money from this, but at least someone else wants to hear our war stories, and maybe I can help another kid out that wants to make
Yeah,
movies. Anymore, that's my level of success is that someone still recognizes that, we did something that a lot of people have never done or can't
correct.
do, and we're still doing it. So our level of success, I know you and I would rather be at the top of the mountain looking down, but I take the small victories anymore. It's a good day then.
So speaking of conventions and whatnot, what's your festival experience been like?
In the earlier days back in the 2000s, that was the place to go. Like Cinema Wasteland and the ones in Pittsburgh, like that's where we went, and they were always huge and big events. Over the years, that stuff got expensive,
Yeah.
very expensive, and I really cut back on a lot of them because I'm like, Jesus, it's going to cost us $600 just for a weekend, and I'm selling $10 DVDs. It's not going to add up.
No, and that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. And of course, I didn't realize back in the day because I got tons of rejections on shit.
Yeah,
And then when you finally start getting accepted, it's like, oh, your expenses, they haven't stopped. They're just beginning.
yeah,
Because you got to pay for travel, you got to pay for hotel, you got to pay for meals, you got to pay for this, you got to pay for that.
yeah,
And if it's a convention, you got to pay for a booth, you got to pay for a table, you got to pay for all this shit. Like, fuck, I'm out $2,000.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, whoa, whoa, let's cut them down to one or two a year. That's
Yeah,
it.
it's like, this is winning. Shit. At least when I was losing, I only lost $50.
No, they're expensive as hell. And the economy's just not good. They keep going up. Those tables are like
Yeah,
ridiculous. I'm like, really? I'm like, we thought about having one here one time. And I'm like, the one thing I would have as a rule is the vendors are free. They're just let the vendors in for free. That would be my rule.
yeah. That's not terrible.
No, or $50. I don't know. Bring in some canned goods for the homeless. I don't know. Do something.
So speaking of which, where are you based out of?
I'm up in Pennsylvania, kind of towards the middle. I'm kind of like 2 hours to Erie, 2 hours to Pittsburgh, kind of in that middle section of Pennsylvania. So I'm up in
Yeah,
the hills.
I've talked to a few different Pennsylvania filmmakers. I think I can't remember. I think Christopher Bickle is a Pennsylvania filmmaker.
Mark Polona, I don't know if you know Mark. He's
Hmm.
he's about 2, 3 hours north of me. He's made a dozen B movies. Chris Seaver, he's not too far up in New York from me. I'm just throwing names out there.
And
Yeah,
I know
there's quite a few of us in the area.
I think wrestling film Misfits. I think that was a Pennsylvania
I
film.
believe so. I think it was over towards Philly more, maybe. I can't
Maybe.
remember. I can't remember. I'm old.
But the funny thing is, because we've talked to so many people, and everybody has the same story.
Yeah,
The struggles are all the same. Like you're talking about the time struggle, the scheduling struggle. That's the same.
yeah.
The money struggle, the the ups, the downs.
I
It's
won't. I won't even do film festivals hardly anymore. That it's just a cash grab to me.
yeah,
This is my opinion anymore. Um,
yeah.
we
I
we were
oh go.
doing one. We went to one. We kind of won. Couple. We went back to it a couple years later, and the filmmakers there premiered their movie there. I'm like, isn't this a film festival for the filmmakers that paid to be here? And they're premiering their movie that night. I'm like, this whole damn thing is a cash grab. They don't give a shit about anyone else but themselves. I'm like, I'm done.
I mean, I'm kind of feeling that same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, again, the high end top film festivals, which we're not going to get into anyways,
No.
they can be a benefit to a filmmaker.
Sure.
But I think a lot of these festivals, even if you win something, what does it do for you?
Here's your laurels. Great.
Yeah, I mean, I yeah, it's like I've won a bunch of shit for some of my movies, and it didn't make a damn bit of difference.
No.
We didn't get any money. We didn't. It did not drive sales. It
No.
didn't do anything. It did.
Distribution don't care.
Distribution don't give two shits.
No.
Matter of fact, winning a bunch of festival laurels, uh, compared to getting rejected from a bunch of festivals, basically the same result,
Right.
except you're out cash
Exactly.
in both
Exactly.
cases.
I take there's a few I will do only because I know the people and I've done the research and I know them guys and I know they're good about it. But other than that, no, they're
Yeah.
all cash grabs. Just done. Like I was so pissed off. I'm like, never again, never again.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel the same way. There's a few that I know the people who run them, and they're good people. And it's like, yeah, I'll put my film in there.
Yeah,
But man, we're some bitter old sons of
I
bitches.
know. So angry anymore.
Man, it didn't start out this way. I swear to God, nobody believes me when I tell people I used to be optimistic about this. Like, no, you didn't. Like, no, I did. I swear.
Anymore if we survive to make the movie and finish it. I'm like, that's a good day.
Yeah. So we wrapped for the day, and it wasn't a 27-hour shoot. Cool.
No, no, and
That's
I
a
had more than
win.
2 hours.
Oh man, how
Yeah,
depressing.
I feel your pain though. I do.
So locally to you, what's the film scene like?
Sad. I'm in an area where I mean, there's filmmaking going on, but it's not. I don't know about you, but back in the day when I was growing up through films and whatever, a lot of B movie directors were kind of my idols, like Eric Stanze, Todd Sheets and those guys, and I looked up to them guys. They were out there doing the thing
Yep.
that I wanted to do. There's no real unity anymore with filmmaking. There's, in my opinion, and where I'm at, I should say. Like it seemed like back then it was like a family thing, like everyone rooted for each other. Now it's
Hmm.
just like nothing. Like you're on your own. Good luck, and it's this person against that person. Our film's better. It's just not what it used to be, and it makes me sad inside.
I think it's always kind of been like that and kind of not.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Stanzy real well. We went to high school together, as a matter of fact.
Oh, yeah, same area. Yeah.
He shot my last feature. He was a
Did he?
DP,
Yeah.
and we both worked on each other's stuff. And honest to God, he lives I don't know, probably about 10 blocks from me.
No shit. Oh,
Yeah,
well, small world. See.
small world. But I mean, he's a guy who's been just grinding
Yeah.
for. I've been doing this for a long time. He's got me by 10 years,
Yeah.
and locally, he gets almost no recognition.
Yeah.
Now, outside of this area,
Mhm.
people know him, they love him, they support him. But locally, it's like, yeah, St. Louis doesn't give a shit. But
Yeah.
but to be fair, Eric's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
He's like, whatever. Does
He's he's a good dude too, and
oh yeah,
he's grinded hard over the years.
yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, he was one of the ones that I would send my earlier work to just to have his opinion about stuff. And it was just cool because back then everyone, like I said, back then it was more, I don't know, supportive or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just old and bitter. I don't know, but I just don't see that here anymore.
Yeah, it's definitely ups and downs, but I would say from official channels, at least speaking about locally, there's no support for indie, or
No,
there's very little.
very little.
But
Yeah.
but from unofficial outside, sort of the powers that be in this region anyway, there's a lot of unity, a lot of support, a lot of people willing to help, a lot of people who cheer you on, but then a lot of people who want to see it fail too. So
Yeah, yeah, it's a catch-22. Like,
it is.
yeah, they want to see you fail, which I'm like, that's it's never a Jesus of them.
No, not really. But at the end of the day, as much as I sometimes curse filmmaking, and it's like, man, why did I even start doing this in the first place? And God, I hate it and it's terrible. It draws you back.
Yeah,
It's like, just when I thought I was out, it brings me back in because you wake up
absolutely.
at 3 in the morning, you have some idea for some story, and you
Yeah,
grab a pen and you write it down,
yeah,
and then you wake up next morning like, what the fuck did I write? What is
yeah.
this? Vamp Vampire Bigfoot. That's terrible. But it's like
Yeah,
it as much as it takes, and man, it takes a lot.
yeah.
It still gives back.
It's like I said to you earlier. It's my therapy.
Yeah,
Sounds awful in some way. Like maybe you should go get therapy, Ryan. But no, if I'm not creating constantly something, I think I would lose my mind.
absolutely.
I got to be doing something creative, and that's the best outlet I found.
I mean, I've always said if I could draw, if I could sing,
Yeah,
I'd be an artist. I'd be a singer in a rock and roll band, but I can't do either one of those.
yeah. I suck at that shit too. So
So I'm a filmmaker, and
I suck at that too. But
I suck at
I'll
that
keep
too.
at it.
But nobody's stopping me, so I just keep plugging away.
Yeah, someone's watching it. I don't know who, but God bless them.
So what's your latest thing that you guys have going on?
I just released a film called Myths and Mutants 2, which is a grindhouse film. Um, we just released that. It's not really out completely on streaming. It's on like Bloodstream TV and a few other places. And right now I'm working on an anthology film. Like I always wanted to do kind of like a creep show thing,
Mm-hmm.
but it's called 13 Steps to Hell. And we came up with this great idea that we should shoot 13 shorts. That was a great idea one night after. Now I'm thinking, holy shit. So we're up to nine.
That's not bad.
And hopefully we'll get to 13, but the whole idea is 13 steps, 13 short stories. So, an anthology I've never done. I thought, well, let's take a shot at that for once.
How long is each one?
About 10 minutes.
Okay, so wow, you're looking at
Yeah.
uh well, let's see, 130 minutes, so 2 hours.
Close, yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
man.
Now some of them we've shot already. They're a little bit shorter in length, so I should be under the 2 hour mark, which is ridiculous. You should never make a 2 hour indie film ever, in my opinion.
I mean, I'm of the same opinion. I try to keep all my stuff around 80 something minutes
Yeah.
because anything anything getting close to 2 hours is man. I
Pushing
mean,
it, yeah.
nobody cares about an 80-minute film. They're really not going to care for a 2 hour film.
Right. Well, if we get too far into it, maybe I'll split it up into two films. I don't know. I might. I don't know. Hard to say.
So what size team do you have regular that you work with?
I'm blessed enough that I have a kind of like a core team of actors I use repeatedly, and they're kind of my crew too. So I have about I don't. It just depends on the day. There's about 10 of us all together. It just depends where we're at, who's doing what or available. Um, I've been using the same crew and people quite a few years, and it's nice. It's like a little family we have,
Yeah.
and um, actors I have all over the place. So I mean, it's nice when you get to this kind of, I don't want to say level, but that you have a group of people that want to be creative and do the weird shit too, like you, and we go and have a good time. I always call it camp. We're going to camp for the weekend, and we're gonna have summer camp, and we're gonna have fun, and everyone seems to show up, so they must like doing it. So, so we'll keep doing it till people don't want to do it at all.
I mean, yeah, that is absolutely in my opinion, the greatest thing about filmmaking at this level are the people you're surrounded by, the people who get it, the people
Yeah,
who come out and work with you time and time again. And yes, it's a struggle. Yes, it's a pain in the ass. Yes, sometimes you hate being there, but at the same time, there have been times on set when I stop and say, man, this is really cool. I've
yeah,
got all these people doing this shit that I thought up,
yeah.
and somehow they're bought into it. And this is really awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of magical in some way when everyone's there to do the same thing and everyone's just enjoying it. It's I did it once. We were filming when my birthday was going on one time, and I'm like, this is the greatest birthday gift someone could give me is that we're all here on set having fun. And then were the memories, and I think that's part of filmmaking is all the memories. And we were broke, yeah, I get it, but the best part of times of my life was making movies. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I've said that time and time again. There is no job I have ever had, even working in, the industry,
Yeah,
which I have done as far as like corporate, commercial, legal, that shit.
yeah,
There's no job I've ever had that has brought me more satisfaction than directing a film,
yeah,
hands down.
yeah.
And you know, do I wish I was doing it for millions of dollars?
Sure.
Absolutely, or
Yeah,
even thousands.
couple bucks at this point. I don't.
I mean, yeah, a six pack. I take whatever. But yeah, there's nothing that is the one place where I feel like this is where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, feel comfortable at home.
Yep.
Like I look back, I'm like, shit, I'll be in a wheelchair someday, and I'll think back. Remember when we were running down the street with a chainsaw? That was great.
Yeah.
But it's funny. This one time I had a producer ask me if I'd be interested in shooting one of his films, and I said, "Well, what's your budget?" He said $1,000. I said, "What am I going to do with that?" He's like, "Well, you make it really cheap." I'm like, "Doesn't even cover my music."
And it was a feature, of course, right?
Oh yeah, I needed a feature. Yeah, yeah. No, I'll just stick to my own stuff.
Yeah. I mean, can you make $1,000 feature? Absolutely. I've done it. But those are also mockumentaries,
Yeah,
which are very cheap and very easy to do.
yeah.
Should you make $1,000 feature? No.
No.
No. I mean, again, unless it's a mockumentary, which are cheap and easy to do because you're shooting them like a documentary. So, and
Yeah.
hell, even that, I would say, because we've done two mockumentaries, and even they were dirt cheap, but still all told around 3 grand. But they're also like 8 9 day shoots, and then
Yeah.
some interviews. So simple stuff.
Mhm.
So a regular narrative feature, I mean, yeah, you can make it for whatever you want. You can make it for zero, but
Well, I'll leave the producer's name off of it, but he's done it a few times. He goes and gets like other producers make his films for like less than nothing. I'm like, Jesus, I mean, 3 grand's where I have to start, technically.
I mean, yeah, it's like, what do you get out of that deal?
The headache of making his movie, I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
no,
because it's not like you're getting paid. I mean,
no.
I guess you could pay yourself $1,000 and then turn in a pile of dog shit. Here you go.
Like, why don't you go crowdfund it or something? You know?
So, have you guys done any crowdfunding?
I do not do crowdfunding,
You
and
you do or do not?
I do not. And I have certain reasons for it. People that do it, that's on them. That's great. I hope they make out whatever. But there's a flip side of that, and I'm sure you're aware of that side, Chris. Is there's people that do these crowdfundings, and you'll never see that product ever again.
That's absolutely true.
Second part of that is if I did a crowdfund and I raised the money and I die tomorrow, I'm going to feel horrible because I don't, those people will never get their money back and no one knows how to do anything here as far as, how to get that back and people won't see their thing. So it's me thinking if I die and have these people's money, I would feel horrible.
Well, we did a crowdfund for uh finishing funds
Mhm.
for our last feature, which was a pretty big disaster as far as what we were trying to get, what we actually got. And we are doing a crowd fund for finishing funds for our current uh, feature, but we're asking for a very low amount of money. I've never done a crowd fund to fully fund a film,
Mhm.
and I'm not saying I wouldn't do it, but I at this point I'm trying to make films as cheap as humanly possible
Sure. Yeah.
because our last one was just about $100,000, and it was an epic, epic struggle to get that. And I don't know if we're ever going to make that money back, or I should say, the investors, if they'll ever make that money back. If
Yeah.
you're listening, we're trying. We would love for you to make your money back. And that was our biggest film.
Yeah.
And the budgets for other things have been across the board, but 20,000, 35,000, ten
Them,
thousand.
them are still big budgets though. For a micro level film, that's big budgets.
I mean, relatively speaking, yeah.
Yeah.
For a poor person, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I could convince myself to raise 50, 60, 80, $100,000 today in today's market from an investor with the knowledge, like, yeah, we can get your money back.
Hmm.
Because that's what always bothers me. It's like, what I want to do, what I strive to do, is make a movie that makes money back for the people that put money into it.
Sure.
Way far above like myself getting paid. It's like, forget that. It's like,
Yeah.
we want to pay back the people that invested in us, and it's hard as hell to do.
Yeah.
So
That's the
oh
thing. I don't want to promise anyone anything that I can't deliver.
no, and that's pretty it's pretty noble.
But there's a side story to that too. There's a filmmaker, I'll leave nameless, who's in the crypto world more than anything. They make a lot of crypto type films, but they raise big money on these crowdfunders. And it's been noted to me that, X amount of money goes into the movie, the rest of it goes to paying bills, buying cars, going on vacations, and that stuff really eats me.
Yeah.
Like you're ripping off people, and
Yes.
especially the indie film world I hold so graciously to my heart. Like, don't rip us off, you know, don't rip off people, and it just pisses me off the highest degree. And I think that's another reason I'm just like, we make enough on our back end to make films, so I never really have to do the crowdfunding. But you just hear all these nightmare stories about how people do these crowdfunds and then you never see them again, or they take the money and run, or they do what I just talked to you about. It's just yeah, I'm not saying there isn't decent filmmakers out there doing it right. There are. It's just be careful who you're giving your funds to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hell, there's a local guy, local filmmaker. I backed his documentary, for like $150, which is not, like thousands of dollars, but it was
Sure.
$150. He never
Yeah,
made the movie, never did shit with it. I
yeah,
guess he just, pocketed my money and everyone else's money, said, "Oh, sorry, didn't
yeah,
happen." And we've always been very proud of anything we start, we finish, no matter what it takes to get it there.
right.
So we have yet to break that promise, which I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, I'll sell the house to get that drag that dead horse across the finish line if I have to.
I mean, that's, as an indie filmmaker, if you're going to have any level of success, if you're going to have any self-respect, you got to have that mindset.
Yeah,
And a lot of people don't, and that's why, because they think this is all, it's cool, it's sexy, it's fun. Like, no, it's hard ass work, man.
or that's work.
And if you're not willing to do that hard ass, unglamorous, sometimes boring and shitty work, you got
Yeah,
no business being a filmmaker. It's
absolutely.
it's like the really cool stuff. I like to say this all the time. 95% of filmmaking is dog shit.
It is.
But that 5% is so awesome and so worth it. It makes you forget about the dog shit.
Yeah, it rains diamonds at 5%.
Yeah. And that's why you keep coming back to it time and time again.
It's like Stockholm syndrome. You just keep abusing me, I'll keep coming back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, I had one of my actresses, she had started with me years ago, and she said to me one day, it was funny. She goes, "I never realized how much work you have to do." Like she didn't understand how much work. I said, "Yeah, I'm carrying quite a few hats here." And she's like, I didn't understand that how much time you have to put in for calling for it, just producing alone, that
Yep.
job alone. Now you gotta go
Yep.
direct and work on the script on the site. She's like, I had no idea it was this much work. I'm like, oh, that's just the start of it. It's
Yeah.
dog shit.
Yeah. So both of my producing partners, the other two guys on the show, Brock and Mackie, They
Yeah.
they both started out as actors, and they slowly came to the production side. Brock a long time, like 10 years before Mackie, but Mackie, he says to me, a couple of years ago, I was like, yeah, man, I had no idea how much work you were doing on that side of the camera because I was just showing up and acting. I'm like, yeah, man, it's a whole different ball game. It's
Yeah.
like when you get on this side of the camera, then you got to worry about all this other crap. None of it's fun. All of
Mm.
it is killing you with stress.
Yes.
And then you got to deal with, people and throwing temper tantrums and schedule
Yeah.
issues and all this crap. He's like, I don't know how you did it. I'm like, I don't know either, man, but I'm glad that you could see it from both sides.
I'm an abused victim of micro budget filmmaking.
Yeah. Should start a support group.
Yeah, we're gonna need a support group.
So, speaking of micro budget filmmaking, I'm sure you've heard about these current films, Obsession and Backrooms.
Upset. Yeah, I haven't seen them, but I've heard of them. Yes.
And I haven't seen either one. They both look, very well done. I have nothing against them quality wise whatsoever.
Hmm.
But Obsession was made for $750,000. Backrooms was made for $10 million.
Oh,
And right, and people are talking about how these are, like, and both directors are really young. They're two young guys, early 20s, and everyone is talking about how these amazing low budget, no budget indie films are changing the game. And I was like, man, do you know how many filmmakers, like micro budget filmmakers, cannot come anywhere near $750,000?
yeah,
It's like 10 times the budget that most people have to work with.
yeah.
And it blows my mind. And I made some comment to the effect that, yeah, it's not about your talent, it's about coming from wealth and having connections.
Pretty much.
And people lit me up about that.
Oh yeah,
Now,
yeah.
some people agreed with me, but a lot of people just lit my ass up. And I'm like, okay, well, let me look into these guys' background. Okay, Curry Barker. Oh, his dad is a Hollywood visual effects artist, and his mom is a graphic designer. Like, they're not poor.
Right,
They're not work. She's not a receptionist in a cigarette factory, and her dad's not driving a fork truck, you know,
right,
in a car part factory. It's like, you know, he comes from money and he comes from connections. Whether or not he utilized all that, and I'm not saying the guy didn't have talent. Like, yeah, absolutely, talent helps a lot, but being able to start out of the gate with money and access to money,
hmm,
that like puts you way
right.
ahead of everybody else.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I come from a working class background. So it's
Every
like,
every friend I've ever had in the film industry in California, every job they ever got, they're like, it's just who you know. Like these
yeah,
people who have the jobs aren't even qualified to do the jobs, but because daddy or mommy is so and so, that's how they got the job. That's how it works.
that's how everything in life works.
Yeah,
And I wasn't saying that, in a bad light, just like that's just the truth.
it is. Well, Eli Roth, he's a great filmmaker. I'm not putting him down anyway, but he came from money. That's how he got Cabin Fever made.
Yeah, I mean, same with Lena Dunham.
Yeah,
Lover, hater. It's like she came from wealth.
yeah,
She didn't come from nothing. And someone said, "What about Kevin Smith?" I'm like, "Yeah, there are always outliers. I
right,
mean, somebody wins the lottery every week or every couple of weeks. I mean, that does happen.
right. And he's still sucking that ticket dry.
Yeah, it's that's the absolute truth. That's just the world we live in.
It
If
is.
and it always has been, because someone said, well, back in ancient times, like, yeah, people had patrons,
Yeah,
artists had patrons, people
right,
with money said, here, make me something, and they did.
right.
And it's no different today. if
It-
if you are loaded, or your family is loaded, or you have access to people who know people who are loaded, you have a huge advantage over Joe Blow filmmaker who works at Burger King.
right, right. Absolutely. It's who you know, and
Yeah.
it's just how it's going to be. And it's a sad thing, but we just need to meet more people.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. I'm not advocating like, well, we have to start guillotining people. And I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm poor, so I got to struggle harder.
And but the love that you put in your art will be 10 times more in those people, I bet. So
I don't know. They're still 10 times better than me, but
they just had a fancier camera. That's all.
well, we could rent a red for like a day or something.
We don't even need a red anymore. That's old stuff.
No, isn't that fun? Isn't that funny how that was like the hot shit camera and
Yeah,
now it
it's
really
not.
doesn't matter?
No. There's
I
enough
mean,
cameras that are cheaper that do the same damn thing as a red almost.
yes.
And
Yes.
like no one's going to know the difference.
No, that's the honest to God truth.
Yeah.
Most people do not know the difference, nor do they care.
No. Give a
It's
shit.
it's like the only thing you really got to worry about is not the only thing, but from a technical standpoint, is just don't fuck up your sound. Get
Right.
good sound.
Yeah.
And, sound equipment is also affordable.
Mhm.
It is so easy and cheap nowadays to make a decent movie
Mhm.
that it boggles the mind.
Truly, truly. I still won't make one on an iPhone, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I was just watching something about Danny Boyle, and I was like, okay, why are you shooting on these iPhones, man? Like, you don't have to. I mean, I guess there's a reason, but
You can get a decent camera for almost 800 bucks now. I mean,
right? I mean, ain't you got that 28 days later money? I mean, come on, man.
I was just talking to a young filmmaker who told me he was shooting a remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I said, why? I'm like, why do you want to do a fan film? You can't do shit with it. And he was going to use an iPhone. I'm like, why?
Yeah, I have never done a fan film,
I
and
don't, never will.
I and I've seen some good ones. I've seen some cool ones, but I'm like, you
You just
can't.
wasted all that money and time on something you can't monetize or sell or do anything to. Why?
Yes, yes, exactly. It's like, I mean, cool,
Right?
but
Yeah.
what's the point?
Glad your mom's happy, but
Yeah, it's like, well, I got a million views. Okay, but you can't do anything with it. You can't
dude,
make a nickel off that.
no, no, and they'll come for your money. DC and Marvel and all those, the whatever Star Wars, they'll come for their money.
Yeah. So yeah, I've never, and I don't think less of people for doing it. It's like that just does not appeal to me.
It doesn't appeal to me, and I put out a post not too long ago. I said, tell me your story. It was one of the posts I put on Legend Hunter. It's like, tell me your story, and I basically just did a rant about what this kid told me. And I love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I've done similar films to the Texas Chainsaw in that style, but I didn't take
Sure.
Leatherface and put him in my fucking movie. I'm like, we came up with our own little ideology and shit. But I'm like, tell me your story. What do you have to say? And I'm like, that just saddens me that you'd want to use someone else's work. I don't get it.
I mean, I kind of think of it like a cover band or a tribute band.
Right.
And I have seen some amazing tribute bands, musicians,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yeah, those guys, they are really good at playing other people's music.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad that you have that much skill, that much talent, but it's not yours. It's
Right.
not your music. It's not your song. People are not cheering for you. They're cheering for somebody else
Right.
that you're performing.
That's like every band here. And they go nuts over it. I'm like, if I want to hear that song, I'll play the real artist. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I absolutely don't get it. At one of the festivals we went to, we saw this awesome Friday the 13th fan film. I mean, it looked like a studio film. And
Yeah.
it was great. But at the same time, I'm like, you can't sell it, you can't do anything with it. And I some people are like, oh, you're so cynical. You just talk about selling and like, because this shit is expensive.
Why wouldn't you want to build your own legacy, your own brand,
Yeah.
or your own like, hey, that filmmaker's known for this or that? Instead, oh, you're that guy that made the remake of Friday the 13th? A fan film that you can't do nothing? I don't understand it. Maybe I'm just a old and bitter.
I mean, and it's not even the same as like Rob Zombie, doing Halloween and stuff because it's like that's a
Right,
remake. That's
right.
that,
And he put his own twist on it.
yeah.
So, like, they're not even, I don't know. I'm just bitter and old.
So am I. Just like I hear tell they're going to remake Escape from New York.
Right, I seen that, yeah.
It's like first of all, I'm not sure how versed you are in Escape from New York lore,
Yeah,
but most of it was shot in St. Louis.
true, yes.
I mean, you could call it Escape from St. Louis
Yeah,
because and almost all the locations are, they're you can still go to them.
yeah.
So it's like, man, I don't know how they can make better than the original.
It- why don't they just, didn't he have a third one he wanted to do, like Escape from Vegas or Escape from Paris or something? Like,
Yeah,
make a third one or something. I don't know.
I mean, I thought Escape from LA was a piece of shit, but
Yeah,
man, I haven't seen it in 30 years, so maybe it's better than I remember.
might be
But
good now.
yeah, it might be. But I mean, Escape from New York is kind of a piece of shit, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's a piece of shit in a good way.
It was good in the 80s. That was the good shit, you know.
Yeah, so I'm not. I don't know. I mean, I also thought that Blade Runner 2049 was going to be terrible, and I ended up loving it.
Yeah.
So, but I also thought Prometheus was going to be great and ended up hating it. So, I
Yeah.
don't know. But I think remaking Escape from New York is just not a good idea.
I think you and I both come to that old school days of like those movies or those horror movies like we hold dear to our hearts. Like those were our superheroes were like Michael Myers or Jason. Like that was our world. And then when people start fucking with it,
Oh, speaking of which, I hear Carpenter wants to do a sequel to The Thing.
why?
And
Leave it
that's
alone.
that's what I said. It's like, man, I don't want to know what happened. It ended perfectly.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, The Thing's one of my favorite films. I never even watched a prequel. It's like, I
No.
don't I don't care what happened to the Norwegians. I don't give a shit.
Right. Right.
It's I saw enough in the movie to satisfy me. Man, a sequel. No,
What? We don't need it years later. It's too late. And I don't know
yeah,
why they make these sequels years apart. Like the mojo's gone.
yeah, exactly.
No. I don't understand why years later you got to make a sequel. Well, no one was asking for it, I don't think so.
No, I wasn't. So oh well.
Yeah,
But
life goes on.
life goes on, mostly in a bad way. Well, hey, man, I feel like we have talked about a lot tonight.
We did. I appreciate it.
I mean, we have talked about the highs, what little there are, the lows, the immense spread of lows, and the in
Yeah.
betweens.
A lot of suck time, yeah.
A lot of suck time. But man, I've had a blast talking with you, Ryan.
We, you as well, Chris. I think we come from the same cloth, to be honest. Or that how that saying goes, we were cut from the same cloth. But
Yeah, feels like it.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
What do you have anything current that you are pushing?
I did finish a documentary called Haunted America. That's out on streaming in those places. There was a side documentary we did, which was fun, and Missing Mutants 2, which is slowly coming to streaming. I think it's a fun popcorn grindhouse movie. If you like just blood and guts, no real rhyme or reason for anything, you'd enjoy it. So right now, them are the two big ones, and we're shooting the anthology one on the side right now. So the wheels on the bus keep going round and round.
Where can we find your stuff at?
LegendHunterFilms.com if you want physical copies. Amazon, Tubi, all the streaming networks usually have most of my shit somewhere. So if you're looking for something specific, I'm sure it's on streaming somewhere. I can't keep straight. There's too many of them. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
All these side small streaming outlets, I can't keep straight anymore.
Well, nobody's watching them anyway, so
No, no, but Tubi's a big one.
Tubi's a
Amazon,
big one.
yeah. So most of my stuff's on them. So go ahead and Google, you'll find something.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining the show tonight. Uh, you
Thank
can
you.
You can find our stuff on 88mmfilms.com, indiefilmsucks.com, Facebook, Instagram, all
Yeah.
that stuff. And again, if you're looking to have your films reviewed, or you're looking to be interviewed, or you're looking to tell me that I'm a hack and I suck, hit us up at indiefilmsucks@gmail.com. We will do our absolute best to get back to you and accommodate in any way we can.
1,000 thank yous for having me on. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, it's been a great time.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, take it easy, brother.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Indie film sucks. Indie film sucks. It's the Indie Film Sucks podcast. Yeah.